some of the pictures which were taken for the construction of Hazrat Abul Fazl Abbas basement, I think. This is our Alamdaar group in front of Maula Abul Fazl Abbas shrine.
When Karbala was brought to the courtyard of Mukhtar, Mukhtar asked Karbala, asked them of all the perpetrators who were captured. They wanted to hear from their own mouth, what should you do? Karbala said to Mukhtar, Mukhtar, I did three things that I know for sure, and because of these three things, I'm going to go to
Oh yeah, you talked about that.
the first thing that I did was that I threw 2 arrows. When Abul Fazl Abbas was taking water from the Furat and he was trying to go towards Khaymaga, right? I shot 2 arrows at him. Both his arms had been severed and I shot 2 arrows at him. One arrow pierced the mushk, or the water container of Bibi Sakina, and one arrow pierced the eye of Abul Fazl Abbas. Water started to pour from the mushk and blood started to pour from the eyes of Abul Fazl. It is here where Abul Fazl Abbas lost all the hope that he had. This is the place where when he came here, he lost every hope that he had. Because the whole mission of Abbas was to take the water to the children. This is the place where in Khaymaga, the Khaymaga is just behind this building. The Khaymaga, this is the place where basically the Sakina saw that finally that alam, that flag of Abu Fadl Abbas, that flag actually fell and it never rose up again. The flag of Abbas never rose up again. The second thing Mukhtar said that I did was that I threw that spear, I threw that arrow to the neck of Ali al-Asghar. Ayatollah Tabrizi says, you see, the function of an arrow is that wherever it hits, it makes a mark there, right? It pierces that particular thing, whatever thing it is. Ayatollah Tabrizi says that arrow did not pierce the neck of Ali al-Asghar. Zabhahu min al-hudn ila al-huzn. He said that particular arrow, because that arrow was a 3-pronged arrow that was used to kill large animals. That is the arrow that was thrown at the 6-month-old baby. And it slaughtered the neck of Ali ibn Asghar from one ear to the other ear. And then he says to Mukhtar, the third thing that I did, he said the third thing that I did was when Aba Abdullah al-Hussein was on his horse. And he was in that state where, a lot of arrows had been thrown at him. Stones had been thrown at him. He was wounded. And he said, I actually threw that last arrow that hit the forehead of Aba Abdullah. And it was because of that arrow that I threw that hit the forehead of Aba Abdullah that Aba Abdullah was thrown from his horse onto the burning fields of Karbala. And if you read the Maqtal, when Imam Hussein fell onto the fields of Karbala, his body did not hit the ground. Why did his body not hit the ground? Because it had so many arrows in him that he was basically on the fields of Karbala, but the arrows were there, and his body was a few centimeters, a few inches above the ground because of the arrows. Urmala says this is the three things that I did, on the day of Ashura, for which I can tell you that I will be going to that. The courtyard of Maqam. Right hand, left hand. He comes here. This is where he gets his hands. His hands are severed. Urmala, throws two arrows at him, one in his eye, one at the mushk of Sakina, and then once he's wounded in his eye, then somebody comes from behind and they struck the head of Abu Fadl Abbas. Then Abu Fadl Abbas falls down, and this is where Imam comes to. Inshallah, we will do Masai bin Khaymaga.